Just wanted to give you guys a little bit more information and insight on recruiting, and this is really struck by our kid Elijah Guillory. He's a 2024 who just committed to Youngstown State, and couldn't be happier for him. But there's so much to be said, and we're gonna put out a lot more information kind of about like his journey to help other people understand. But recruiting is just, it changes so fast, and people usually have no idea about what really goes into it. And so I just want to jump into the first thing by saying, currently now, with the transfer portal, this thing might change in a year, but currently now, obviously people aren't really looking for high school kids. And so kids, even with offers, especially like a 2025 kid, a 2026 with offers, those offers, I don't even know what we're offering at this point. You cannot commit. You can't call the head coach and say, hey, I want to accept your offer to Seton Hall. I commit today. They're gonna be like, oh, well, they're gonna give you some type of rhetoric. They're gonna give you some type of rundown, basically saying, you cannot commit right now. We are not accepting your commitment. Now, that's not gonna be the same for the top 10 players in the country, most of them, because those are like potential lottery picks. But everyone else, or let's say kids out of the top 50 at least, you can't just commit and lock it up. So that's because of the transfer portal. And you can't commit because everyone's gonna string you along and think, well, I don't wanna lock up this scholarship for this high school kid when I don't know who's gonna be transferring from Duke and I might be able to get him. That's what's going on currently, might change very soon. The other thing is about assistants, associate head coaches, recruiting directors, player development guys, for the most part, are the lowest people on the totem pole. And what I mean by that in the staff, like if a recruiting director is not going to offer you a scholarship and you can accept it. Even if they do offer it, it's probably really not even real. Same thing with assistant coaches. Assistant coaches are trying to build a network of players and relationships and handlers and AAU coaches so that they can sell the head coach that, hey, I'm telling you this kid is really good. We should think about offering him. You should go check him out. So assistants don't necessarily move the needle for you or your child. Associate head coaches, a lot of them, they have the trust of the head coach to say, yes, you can go offer people, you can accept offers, I trust you enough, whatever. But even still, again, these offers don't even mean a whole lot right now. And when they do, you still need that final say from the head coach. That's clearly how this thing just works. That's the pecking order of how I can actually get an offer and then get it accepted, So the other piece is a lot of schools play games. I don't want to say play games, that's not fair, but there are kids like with Elijah. Elijah had numerous offers, offers that he could have accepted, or we could have done things to maneuver a situation for him to go elsewhere, but there's contingencies to it, and it's all types of different things for different reasons. But I'll give you one example to where he had two offers that we couldn't put out publicly because basically they did not want us to put out publicly. The schools, the coaches did not want us to put out there on the internet that he has these offers. But at the same time, if he called and say, hey, like, I'm coming, he could take them. Those would be those offers, and he would be essentially locked in as a commit. Those type of things, this is not unique to him. These type of things are happening all the time. And so people sometimes just don't realize, and they'll be like, oh, well, why isn't this kid getting recruited? Or why doesn't this kid have offers? Or I swear this kid's good enough to, it's very complicated sometimes. And so the most important thing, like I've been saying for years, whether your kid is 10 or he's 18, it is all about development. If you are just good enough and continue to be good enough, things in the end, it might take years, it might take you extra years, prep school, JUCO. In the end, you are gonna get what you are worth, talent-wise, ability-wise, if you are that good. A lot of the times people are trying to make these jumps and grab these different opportunities and find these loopholes because they are not good enough. So they need some type of extra political push. And that's okay too, because those kids may actually pan out if they got the opportunity. But for the most part, talent is going to win. Ability is going to win in the end, because at the end of the day, those coaches need you to come into their program, help them win games, their salary goes up, their opportunity, their legacy goes up, and that is what it comes down to. It's hardcore business. And the same thing with NIL stuff. That's another video for another day. It keeps changing rapidly. Right now, today, there are bums. I'm telling you, bona fide bums as far as how they perform in the game, but they're getting paid excess of $250,000 this year to play. Where's that money coming from? Sometimes it's boosters just within the general college program. It's NIL collectives who can put it together. Other times it's backdoor shit coming out of people's personal pocket to figure out a way. Basically, long story short, it's, hey, university, figure out a way to get this kid the money. We'll figure it out. Yes, that's what it's gonna take to get him here. Sometimes it pans out, sometimes it doesn't. That's a whole nother thing in itself too. But recruiting right now in 2024 is extremely complicated, not a one size fits all. There's a lot going on in the background that is just not necessarily understood. There's a lot going on in the foreground, not necessarily understood. The kid posted an offer, he got an offer. What does that mean? It can mean a lot of different things. But at the end of the day, all of that noise, just be good. Just be a really good basketball player and it'll all work out for you.